So the decision I had to make was, can I see myself living long term in Southeast Asia? Somewhere like Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore or Malaysia? Or do I go off and explore rural Europe, somewhere like France, Spain or Portugal? Over the last 2 decades, I've spent many years living and travelling throughout Asia, and it's a continent I hold close to my heart. But Europe is a completely different proposition altogether. I've never been to France unless you count Euro Disney when I was a kid. My ventures into Spain haven't made it past Tenerife or Ibiza, and I've never ever stepped foot in Portugal. For me, the attraction of faraway and exotic places like Thailand, Cambodia, India and the Philippines has always been a more exciting proposition than, say, boring Europe, the different cultures, religions, landscapes and cuisine. France has never appealed to me, nor do I claim to know much about the country, bar what mainstream media portrays. The arrogance, overrated food and a penchant for cigarettes, whilst possessing a strong disdain for my fellow countrymen. Spain has never really appealed to me because, well, firstly, there are too many Brits that live there. Secondly, there are too many Brits that holiday there. Portugal was the anomaly. I knew nothing about the country, but I'd heard great things and I was eager to explore the possibilities. Whilst Southeast Asia can offer an amazing lifestyle for many, I wasn't sure it would offer me the life that I wanted in years to come. I had to ask myself the question, could I see myself living there as a 70-year-old man, with, I might add, a Western girlfriend? So what exactly was it I wanted? Firstly, I wanted land, and lots of it. Acres and acres of land in a remote area that offered privacy and seclusion. I wanted to be amongst nature. I'm a Londoner through and through, and I wanted to see more than just a duck in Greenwich Park or a deer in Richmond. I wanted to immerse myself in nature and have enough land that would enable me to hunt wild animals and not have to rely and buy meat from the supermarkets. I wanted to grow my own vegetables, live off the land and not have to consume the chemically enhanced food that supermarkets wrap in toxic plastics. I want the quiet, rural life, quaint villages with a slower pace of life. I want to get lost amongst nature and step outside of the concrete jungles of London and Bangkok, the places I've called home for many years. I want to buy local produce from local businesses, support local producers and help the local communities to survive and prosper without the contracts from the major supermarkets. I want to immerse myself and add value to the local community and its people. I want to step back from the fast pace of life, take stock of my surroundings, shun technology and take a step back from the world of consumption. But I'm also well aware that such a life is going to be vastly different to anything I've ever experienced before. I've only been away from Thailand for a couple of months and already I'm missing the energy, the vibe, the supermarkets, the food, the people, and of course, all of my friends. Whilst the idea of such significant change can be daunting, it really comes down to how you perceive it. After all, doesn't all personal growth come from change and uncertainty? Doesn't adventure come from stepping outside of your comfort zone and taking the plunge into the unknown? Isn't it the growth that ultimately leads to our fulfillment? But what's the alternative? Stay doing the same thing and hoping for a different result? Making excuses for not taking a leap of faith only leads to a life of disappointment, with the dark cloud looming overhead, with the words no one wants to hear repeating over and over. If only. I simply refuse to reach the end of my life with regrets, wishing I had done more. But it doesn't end there. I've also had another life goal that I promised myself I'd achieve before my time on this planet comes to an end, and that is to build my own house from scratch or renovate an old ruin to my exact specification. I didn't want to buy yet another overpriced property in London only to have my pants pulled down and taxed by the deceitful liars in government who call this tax stamp duty. Nor did I want to be charged to drive my car into the major cities and pay a congestion charge, or the sky-high parking prices to visit my local town centre, or even worse, be penalised because my car is of a certain age and get forced to pay the scandalous ULIS tax. So what does rural Europe have to offer somebody like me? A 40-something nomad with the world as my oyster, a location-independent business owner, or, as the hipsters like to call themselves, a digital nomad, who can seemingly place his hat at any of the four corners of the globe and call it home. I have no boss to answer to, no nagging wife, no stresses, no dramas, and in many respects, no responsibilities whatsoever. My goal to forge a freedom lifestyle is taking shape. I just need to find a place that I can call home. I love my country. Actually, let me rephrase that. I used to love my country, but not what it has now become. But I can't afford to view the future through rose-tinted glasses, as I feel this is only going to lead to disappointment. I need to view my future through the lens of logic, and that appears to lead me to rural Europe, be that France, Spain, Portugal, or even Poland. I'm all too aware that many parts of Europe is plagued by the same issues that we have in the UK, and I agree that the grass isn't always greener. But being the inquisitive person I am, I can't help but want to take a look. The reality is, what do I have to lose? Maybe by adventuring through Europe, it will open my eyes to the delights that rural life can offer. But maybe, just maybe, it will also provide me with an experience that potentially reaffirms that perhaps Southeast Asia is destined to be my home after all. One thing I do know is that I won't ever know if I don't take action, step into the unknown and set off on an adventure. If I could share one piece of knowledge that I've gained over my 46 years of existence on this planet, and that is that life becomes much more exciting when you take a risk, unaware of what the outcome is.